Oh, there we go. Hello? Hello? Oh, wait. Hello? Hello? Stan? 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 Hmm. Hello? This again. Stan? Hello? 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 Hey, okay, so I forgot how to set it up. I have the mic, I have the headphones set plugged into the mic, and I have the USB. Now for my outputs input, what do I do? Because I can only hear myself. Okay, it's cool. It's just I didn't know if I was like I couldn't hear you anymore because I heard you and all of a sudden you went silent. Okay, let me check my outputs again because I'm pretty sure the outputs are supposed to be all through the mic. Okay, okay, I'm gonna hang up. I'm gonna hang up. Okay, are we good? Hello? Oh, I think he's working on it. Okay, I'm gonna take my time. Give me a call, Stan, if you're still having trouble because I don't know if I'm doing it right either. Hello? 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 Okay. What's up? Oh, my bad. Into the mic. I need a what? Okay, can you repeat that? Sorry, you just kind of went muffled. Us? Yeah. on Hangouts. I am. So okay, it's on default. Okay, I got to go into Yeti now. Hello. All right. Can you hear me? Oh, you can. All right. Perfect. Okay. Bye. Okay. Perfect. Am I muted? No. Yeah, I definitely did.
Yeah, because
Wait, I hear you.
I can hear you too.
Okay.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can.
Is it wild faint?
No, it's not.
Is this normal?
Yeah, that's normal.
What did you do?
I didn't do anything. I just fiddled with it.
All right. Okay. Well,
I'm
welcome
sorry.
to episode 1 of Hood Franklin. This has been a giant clusterfuck, and we are never ever gonna show this to human beings.
Wait.
Following me is Dangles, aka Matt Dang,
What's
aka
up?
Dang Xiaoping, aka the God of Chicago, the King of Orange County, Asian baby girl hunter extraordinaire. How you doing, man?
Pretty good, Stan. How you doing?
It's Wednesday. My feet hurt, and I'm gonna watch the Kings lose a basketball game. How are you, man?
I've been getting shafted at work. I got back from my trip from Asia, and I literally got bombed with more projects than I could have asked for.
Well, that's
But
what you get for relaxing, man.
Oh, I know, right? Oh, shame on me for going to another country and enjoying myself.
Bro, I feel like your company is this Japanese company where they resent you for living your life.
Bruh, like
that is not the Hokkaido way.
Well, okay, funny story. We are owned by a Japanese conglomerate, a big one. But besides the point, it's just we're just a small company, and they're always trying to do hella shit with little people, and I'm just kind of over it. I'm honestly considering moving to China to do something else because I'm kind of over this bullshit, and like no matter how much I'm getting paid, it's still not making me that much more happier. So that says a lot to me.
Are you in the dump America phase? Because I think I was in that for like a year and a half of school.
Yeah, I think you talked about that for a while. You kept mentioning you wanted to go back to Kenya.
I started watching all the Kenyan shit on the TV all the time. That was awesome.
What am I echoing right now, or am I okay?
Say it again.
Am I echoing?
Are you? Am I echoing?
Am I echoing?
No, you sound fine. Do you think you sound like you're echoing? Because you know you should be able to hear your own voice.
Oh no, I do. Okay. It's perfect. Anyway, back to what we were talking about. Yeah, I definitely am kind of in that phase of like, why am I here? And feeling like a cog, or I guess in this case, a small fish in a very large ocean, where you kind of get swallowed up by bigger fish all the time, because all the big fish stay big, and it's hard to get bigger.
Oh. See, Dangles, I'm gonna convert you into a young socialist before you even understand. But man, I completely agree with you. I feel like at least, give me a second. I feel like we live in a society where you're structurally blocked from entering wealth unless you're creative. That everything is set against you succeeding.
Okay, now let me point this out though. Yeah. Like you say that we get rewarded for being creative, but I feel like the people who get rewarded for being creative are only creative and are people who are creative are making things that only profit, aka stupid apps.
I would disagree with you, man. Like, I would say right now that this focus you see on the tech industry, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was the same thing in the 80s with Wall Street. Remember what they called those people? Masters of the universe? They called them yuppies. Charlie Sheen was all greasy in that Wall Street movie. Like, I don't know, man. It seems to me like it's just a new hype, and it's the same thing. If, like, let me give you an example, right? Our favorite white feminist, Lena Dunham. Her parents are super rich, incredible artists, right?
Yes.
Guess what she did? Took advantage. Got her show on HBO, and is now one of the most popular people in the world, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this is what I was thinking, what you were saying. Even if you are creative, if you don't know the right people, if your daddy didn't do something, it's even harder to succeed.
Oh, I agree. Don't get me wrong.
And I feel like that's the real problem, Matt, is I think you can actually be creative, but because you don't know enough people, you'll never get the chance to take off.
Okay, I definitely agree with you on that standpoint.
Yeah.
At the same time, I still feel like like the whole tech industry, we still reward people for making things that have no benefit to our society. And I think that really irritates me because I don't see the reason for them to sit up top on their high horse when they're making stupid shit, to be quite fair.
Well, do you really believe those corporations are trying to make the world a better place or trying to get as much money as they possibly can?
Oh, they're definitely trying to get their own money until like this whole tech bubble blows up. I feel like I honestly believe we have a tech bubble.
I never believed their fugazi lie about how they're either trying to save the world, trying to make the place.
Oh no, it's all horseshit. Are you kidding me?
And it's just like you look at it, right?
Mhm.
Besides Venmo, very few of those apps I've used have actually helped me.
Oh no, they're solely we're feeding into it because we're bored. Our society is based on consumerism, clearly, and the more we get, the more we want, and obviously we just want more distractions. I was actually reading something about how people nowadays claim they have more anxiety or are more depressed, but in actuality, it's just because we have so much, they get bored so quickly that they just you have to constantly keep feeding them. It's like that monster from Spirited Away.
Oh shit!
What was this? No Face.
God damn, really?
Yeah, it's like that. He just had to keep feeding him, dude. That's how it works. It's just that's how America is. We just have to keep being fed. It's kind of fucked up, but it's kind of true, dude.
Wow. Hey, Dangles, have you ever heard of Adam Curtis, The Century of Self?
No, I have not actually.
So he's this British documentarian who just talked about what you said. He made this he's one of those BBC motherfuckers, right? But he's crazy, so they don't give him a budget. But his documentaries, so his almost all of his documentaries are based on stock footage. But so he's such a good researcher, it doesn't matter that he doesn't have a budget. He talks about what you just said, about how America is a consumer society, right?
Yes.
It was specifically built that way. They specifically tried to make it so. We're addicted to consumption and convenience.
I agree. I mean, I definitely get make the argument that I do buy into things. I mean, why not? I have the money, right? At the same time, I feel like the people with that kind of money should buy into things that kind of at least like serve some meaningful purpose in their life.
I always felt like when I was growing up that rich people felt like they had some. I'm not, and obviously I'm not talking like I'm talking billionaires, right?
Yes.
That they had some sort of they needed to contribute back. That's dead. That's
dead. That is definitely dead. I mean, you might find a handful of people who definitely feel like the need to donate to some sort of organization to feel good about themselves, which isn't a bad thing. Exactly. But there's definitely a lot of people who definitely just want to hold on to it and don't want to do shit with it, or just, I guess spend it all themselves.
They want to Steve Jobs it.
Yeah, exactly.
I learned apparently him and Donald Trump are like on the list of the least charitable billionaires. It's just not a good look. But.
And we celebrate one of them, not the other.
Yeah.
I mean, think about it. We celebrate wealthy people for regardless of what they do. I mean, obviously, the only thing that separates Donald Trump and Steve Jobs at this point is the fact that one person is more racist than the other.
Yeah.
I would say that
couldn't have been racist. His company would have failed.
So that's the only way someone was going to take criticism, unless you're just culturally being negative and ignorant. But at the same time, Donald Trump is just so fucking rich, and now the president, so nothing can really hurt him, right?
Oh God, there's technically the president could not have a conflict of interest.
Yeah, I find that bullshit. I mean, the guy is living in Trump Tower, right?
Yo.
That's just bullshit in my opinion. But whatever. I'm hoping it would end in probably we got 4 more years. Yeah, we got 4 more years.
It's March.
It's only been 2 months, and he's going to start shit with North Korea.
Yo, and I remember. So hold up, before we go on a North Korea tangent off the Donald Trump tangent.
Okay.
You know, Donald Trump has been golfing every single weekend. He goes to Florida on the government dime and golfs every single weekend.
So he's flying on Air Force One to go golf. Damn.
And he's taking the children.
Oh, really?
Scumbag Trump.
Wow.
They're gonna steal so much. But anyway, let's go back to that North Korea tangent. Did you hear about how that woman was murdered in Malaysia?
I heard something about it, but I have not really researched into it. So just go ahead and give me
it's a crazy story.
Okay.
So Kim Jong-il wants to murder his half brother, who was very influential in the Korean government.
Oh.
He wanted to liberalize a little bit. Like, no, he's just full hard-on communist. But like, he wanted people to eat in North Korea. Kim Jong-il is unconcerned with food security.
Why? He doesn't get enough food. Anyway, sorry. Go ahead.
He gets a quarter of all the food.
This dude is trying to eat all the Big Macs on the fucking planet. He's not trying to share. The fuck is sharing? I'm trying to get mine.
Yeah, that's that evil bastard really is. Anyway, so they took these 3 women who were on a prank TV show.
Oh, okay.
And they just, kept doing dumb shit, going spraying people in the face, saying, "Oh, you've been pranked," and then they point the camera and they laugh. Anyway. And then of course, there's Korean special agents. They're in a mall in Malaysia. For the 3rd person, they tell them, "Hey, go get that fat guy right there."
Oh no!
And then they give him the water to spray on his face.
Of
course, it's not water; it's poison. They pranked him on camera for a TV show, and they murdered his half brother. Literally, no one knew what was going down.
What? He has that much pull?
Yes, dog.
Crazy, yo.
And it's gotten so bad where the Malaysians have kicked out. They're starting to kick out North Korean officials because they're like, "You just can't go around murdering people in our country. You make us look bad."
Now, quick question: is Malaysia a communist government or no? Okay? So I was wondering why North Koreans were even there to begin with.
I think he was trying to escape from his brother, and he failed.
Okay, so pretty much, so this guy was just out vacationing, enjoying his time, but then he just gets poisoned.
No, he was literally escaping. He wasn't vacationing. He was just trying to get the fuck out, and they killed him. I don't know. There's no there. It's just
that's so diabolical. Ooh, well played, Kim Jong. Damn.
So think about that, right?
Yeah.
Kim Jong-il, who we know is a dummy, is capable of doing that. What do you think he's gonna do to Trump? Do you know what he's gonna do? He's gonna leak a picture of Trump's penis, and once we see his micro penis, we will be in World War III. That's all I'm telling you. Oh, God damn it.
And then this is where we go to nuclear arms race and bullshit. But anyway, that's nice.
that was a horrifying tangent. But anyway, let's talk about this week's disaster, at least to you, Drake's More Life. And before we start, I want to talk about the critical reaction this album has been having.
I haven't actually read any reviews about it, so I actually would like to hear this before I start giving my input.
I'm gonna give you 2 of them.
Okay.
Pitchfork and The Ringer.
Okay.
You know what Pitchfork is. Matt, you've seen me predict Pitchfork scores off the bylines.
Oh yeah, you're pretty accurate. I would say 95% of the time.
Pitchfork is nonsense. It's, at least to me, Pitchfork is if you want to learn about an artist, frankly, you should read Pitchfork. Because they don't talk about the music. They just don't talk about the music. And I'm sitting here, and I'm reading this Pitchfork article. Of course, they gave it a 7.8.
What? Really?
Astonishing. And it's genuinely astonishing because they gave Childish Gambino's Awaken More Love the same.
Oh my God, that album was way better. Anyway, keep going. What did The Ringer say? I don't want to say anything yet.
And then The Ringer, that's Bill Simmons' site, right? They have a podcast called The Watch, and it has these 2 guys. They're their cultural critics, and they love this album. They're talking about how Drake is so in touch with the culture, how he's a club hopper, and then you know how he's a culture vulture, right?
Yeah, he is a culture vulture.
And then they're talking about how But they brought it this perspective. I never thought about it.
Mm.
At least he's out there bringing this new music. He's the one who's bringing these new influences to these countries that no one has ever had. He's the one who's pushing Versace, and he's pushing for McConan, the first, I guess, openly gay rapper who makes popular music.
I don't know. I think it's kind of arrogant. Just
No. That's what I wanted to talk to you about.
Mhm.
Where do you fall? Because I understand the merits of their argument, but I feel like it's a little bit half-assed.
Well, let me start with this before we jump into the album. I
Mhm.
felt like after the Views album, you could definitely clearly see that Drake was trying to hop onto different sounds, I guess you want to call in this case, and trying to experiment around and claim what is his own sound next, or what he can really claim as something he did and make it better, because that's how I see it. So when he did the Versace thing, he did it pretty well. I can't hate on it, but they come off as, oh, I'm doing it because I know I can do it better than Migos, or I'm doing this Tuesday song because I can do it better than McConan. That's a little wildly arrogant coming from someone who didn't create the sound.
You see, I don't think he thinks he did it better.
I read an article about him saying that he thought he could do it better. This is way back though. And I don't remember.
That's a scumbag move.
Yeah, so I don't really see him in that like nice of a light, from doing all this, which is why I have a problem with him vulturing on these different culture sounds. Now it gets to the point to me now is like Simmons said that he's bringing on new sounds, right? Or shedding light. Now that's bullshit. I think those sounds have always been there.
Yeah,
it's just people lack the resources, or they just don't know how to use Google apparently, and look up music. Like Brian's been around for a long time, dude.
No, and and the part about the argument for me, right?
Mm-hmm.
I understand the fact that the world's most popular rap artist is going to South Africa to make music, to me, makes me happy. It makes me genuinely happy as an African who grew up and to see the music that I loved, dancehall, reggaeton, and South African guitar music, just in Afro beats, and seeing all of that, right?
Yes.
The same time, I am not stupid. I pay attention to this music. When he jumps on grime, he jumps on something that Kanye started first with All Day. Do you remember that? Do you know who he shouted out? Thank you, Skepta. Listen to Mercy. The entire album is road rap. Listen to Yeezus. There's so many grime influences and Jamaican and reggae dancehall influences. You don't have to look. You can look anywhere to see how South African house music is coming up, and that's why Madiba Rhythm and Get It Together sound functionally the same.
Now, that's the thing. It's like
he's just hopping on a wave. He's not discovering anything. This is happening.
That's exactly my problem with him, is because he thinks he's doing it better when he hasn't, or he's claiming that he's doing something new when it's already been done. It's just now you're popular and you just shed more light on it. So congratulations. It's I don't know, and the way he does it doesn't really have like his own flair or I guess style to it. It doesn't sound like a genuine Drake. It's more like, oh, this is London Drake. Oh, this is Spanish Drake. Oh,
whoever that is.
Drake. It's like he just put on a new hat each time, dog, and called himself a new ethnicity.
How do I say this? Do you know how Kanye, after graduation, started experimenting with his albums and significantly exploring new sounds, failing with Yeezus and succeeding with everything else?
Yes.
Drake is such a poor man's imitation of Kanye. And it's getting to a point now where I literally feel like he looks at what Kanye did at that point in his life, does a cheaper version, and then gets rewarded. Because I look at this album, it's 808s. He's trying to say that I am the one who's going to be bringing dancehall and grime to all around the world. I'm going to be basically the ambassador for black dance music all over the world. Oh, but you're not good at it. Like you said, he just fades into the backgrounds of the songs. He's the worst part of almost every song on this album.
Oh, and that was another point I was going to get to. All the features he had, except for the Gig song, with Kim. Let's not talk
Just
about
like
that
Batman.
yet. But all the other features, he pretty much got killed on. Like I was talking to Austin about this. Shout out to Austin, by the way. I was listening to Portland, and I was like, this song is amazing. The only thing that's missing is that we just get rid of Drake, because that should have been a Quavo Travis Scott song, not a Drake song. Drake literally hops in for the first half and then just fades away into the darkness and then claims it himself. It's pretty evident. And all the young Thug verses features on this album were great too.
His verse without auto-tune.
That was surprising.
He essentially does fake love better than Drake, but for 30 seconds. And
with Ice Melt.
Oh my god! And then and then I think about what you just said right now about how he essentially just took all these things. The Weeknd, right? He said in an interview that Drake took "Take Care."
Oh, did he? I wouldn't be too surprised.
And then I think about Crew Love.
Oh, which is an amazing song.
Does Drake even have 14 verses? Does he even have 12?
I don't know. I honestly
in the background.
I literally just listen to the song so I can just listen to the beat and then listen to the Weeknd sing, and then obviously Drake comes in and then he fades out once again, which is he's really good at doing that. I mean, like he can just shadow himself somewhere.
I just can't believe it.
To start with, people have been telling me that like, oh, I shouldn't call this an album because it's considered a playlist. And like,
playlist.
Oh, it's a playlist. Like, yeah, but it's more than needed. I think he even himself called it an album, even though it's labeled playlist. I don't know.
He called it a playlist. He never called it.
He
an
did.
album.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, regardless of what the fuck it is, I'll give you my rating. Yeah. I think it deserves like a strong 4.
Wait, let's not do it out of 10 because I don't want to do a 4.3 out of 10. I don't know what the difference between that and a 6.4 is.
Okay, so what are we doing? A 5?
Let's do 5 stars.
Okay.
No half. You gotta commit.
Oh my god. Okay.
5 stars forever. No ways.
Okay, how long is it? Hold on, let me check how long this album is before I make my judgment now, because
it's more than an hour for sure.
Oh, I know that. It's an hour and a half, but like, okay. I'm gonna give it a solid 2. For 22 songs, I pretty much only play about like maybe 4 or 5. That's probably around it's kind of kind to say around like maybe 20%, but still that's not a whole lot, dude. Like
I think about this thing, and we're talking about how Drake is essentially this vulture, right? And I look at this line that Pitchfork says, and this is that he doesn't exactly drop the attitude, but he does play the background on more life, implicitly acknowledging that he is often the least appealing element of his massively successful art. That's the 4th paragraph on an album. They gave a 7.8, essentially saying that Drake should just fade away from his own music. He's just gonna give us samples and we're gonna dance to it. Like,
I might as well just get a beat tape by fucking 40.
And the thing is, Drake, and the problem is none of that what they've said was lies though. The Skepta song, and the best vocals on the entire album.
That's true.
Like Young Thug has the best verses. Kanye sings his heart out on Glow Up and actually has a better verse than Drake, which is ridiculous because it's awful. And
I agree. It's hilarious. I will say that the only reason why I still gave it like a solid 2 is, one, the beats were really good. I actually enjoyed the beats. But the problem is you get really bored with it and you start picking out the songs, hence why I guess we're calling it a playlist. Now if we take out Fake Love, which we already gotten,
we only have 21 songs though, Matt.
Yeah, exactly. So from these songs, I can tell you my favorite were probably Portland. I actually enjoyed Passion Fruit. The beat was pretty sick. Kind of makes you like want to dance in place and do shit. Ice Melt was good. Free Smoke was actually not bad.
It was much better than it should have been.
Exactly. The one song that did piss me off the most, No Long Talk. I didn't enjoy London Drake's voice.
Yes.
It was very corny and very the lyrics were terrible. It was just poor execution.
Yeah.
Everything else was pretty forgettable. I do not see any reason to revisit this after our podcast today because I'm about to shove this out of my iPhone forever.
That's the byline of your review. I'm not going to listen to this again. I mean,
I don't want to.
If you feel the way I feel about Views, all right, because you gave your review. Let me give you my review.
Okay.
I give it 3 stars.
Okay.
This is to me mediocre.
However, you mentioned that. Yes.
It's the only word I can describe it. It exists. I mean, let's just frankly be honest. More Life is the better. It's the best term I've ever heard for an album. Sorry, a playlist like this. Because it reflects just the concept of that Drake doesn't actually care about innovating. He doesn't care about moving forward. He cares about making sure that his presence is felt in the music industry.
Oh, and it's like what you said. He's just insecure. He just feels like he needs to have music out all the time and be on the radio.
Maybe it is insecurity. Maybe he's trying to get out of his contract with Birdman. No one knows.
But I thought he did that with his. I thought he did that with. If you're reading this, is too late. Did he not?
I don't know. Clearly, he's still on Cash Money.
See, that's another thing too. I noticed that was labeled as Cash Money.
Wait, hold on. Let me finish with the review.
Oh, go ahead.
So, and what is it? I listened to this album, and the more and more I think about it as a playlist, I just think about how cynical it is, and how Drake probably sits down and thinks about what his viewers are like, what his listeners are like, it literally feels like this playlist was made so you can just tune out whenever you don't like the songs that you don't like, and you just play the ones that you do. And that Spider-Man meme, frankly, was so perfect because it shows that Drake doesn't care about being an artist.
Well, it's kind of clear by his lyrics. They got lazy.
That's the part that we're gonna have at least 5 minutes on. Just me and you. We're just gonna go through and slander these lyrics. But so you better hit up Genius. I don't know what I can tell you. It just feels so cynical. It's like he understands that if I release this record, I will keep having music out until the next year when I need to continue releasing more music. And I've never listened to something and never felt like it's more of a business decision in my entire life. Like low key, I've listened to Britney Spears albums that feel less calculated than this album. And it's disturbing to me because like you even like it's just I'm not mad that this exists. It just makes me sad that at this point in his career, the biggest rapper in the world, after releasing Views, would essentially release a placeholder. Like,
so here's my thing. I definitely felt like after Views, well, especially during Views, I thought his lyrics did get pretty shitty, which we'll get into a little bit later. Yeah. But I definitely felt like, okay, this guy's not trying anymore.
Yeah.
Or, I thought he was trying, I guess, but like that album was kind of a cohesive mess. This was definitely like, this people are calling this a beautiful mess of a playlist. I think it's not even close to beautiful. It's just
incoherent.
It's
calling something a mess and it's just I'm sorry.
It's not like looking at a Picasso painting. This is just like literally looking at like a bunch of paint just literally on a canvas, and you're just questioning what's so great about it. Or in other people's cases, I guess is amazing, which I don't really consider. Yeah, that's just my take on it. I honestly did not enjoy this. I definitely did feel no type of way toward this project. After he released Views, I would say my favorite Drake moments or Drake projects from his career are probably Take Care and So Far So Gone. Everything else on his discography, whatever you want to call it, is kind of garbage.
Even if you're reading this, is too late.
I enjoyed it, but the thing is, I like singing Drake more. I really do. Like that's why I like Take Care a lot. But the thing is, it's like it's all hard Drake, and I don't really want to listen to you. Try to go at me with your light skin, attitude and try to act all high and mighty. Ooh, I'm so bad. Like you're not. You're from Canada. Congratulations. You just you make good music, dude. Yeah. You have a great producer. You know, you have a strong team, but you as an artist isn't really growing, and it's kind of evident.
I would actually disagree.
Mm.
And this is like what I was saying. I think personally, and I think it really pulls in. Drake knows what his audience wants, and they wanted something that was happier.
Oh,
that had
I agree.
less self-pity, that was bright and sunny, and had a bunch of records for the summer. And guess what?
No.
When you're feeling sad, you can listen to "Can't Have Everything," "Can't Have Everything." And guess what?
God.
When you're mad, you can listen to KMT because Drake is there for you always and forever.
So that's the thing.
Yeah.
It's like you can't really call him a rapper at this point. Then you might as well just call him a pop artist.
No, and it's I think frankly those terms are meaningless. I think pop artists are, to me, you're a pop artist because you're popular, not because of the music you make.
Okay,
I think Kanye
fair.
is a pop artist. I don't think Solange is a pop artist. I think if she has our hit record, she'll be a pop artist. You feel me? That's how I see it.
No, I agree with you there. Like Drake is definitely trying to secure, top 20 songs on the radio constantly.
Yeah. I
just don't genuinely feel like he's just making meaningful music anymore. It's just like, what's the point?
It just feels like, hey, we need something on the books this year. I don't know how else to say it. It literally feels like, those Assassin's Creed games?
Mm-hmm.
How there'll be one year, there'll be a good one.
Yeah, and then the other one's shitty.
Yeah, I really feel like it's like that now. Like you just because he said back in 2018, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like he left us a Marvel teaser, bro. Like straight up, it's so commercial. There's nothing genuine about this album for me, and that's where you can really feel it. Is like we know Drake is a sad person.
Mm-hmm.
We know Drake wallows in self-pity. So when I hear happy Drake and relaxed Drake, it sounds all fake to me.
Yeah. Okay. Well, from that point, let's dig into the lyrics, I guess.
Wait. Hold up. We got to give him one. I got to give him kudos. And I think you said this earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Drake is, besides, at least to me, him and Rick Ross have the best ear for beats.
Oh, yeah. I mean, definitely the beats, and Free Smoke, the way it started out, I actually was pretty happy. I was like, okay, this is pretty solid. And then the second song came on, and that just pissed the fuck out of me.
Yo, Dangles, if Gigs wasn't on KMT, I would have been a lot more excited for this album. Because that song, you can play forever. I don't want them in the place. I don't take naps.
I just thought it was so funny, that meme. As soon as you hear Gigs, you hit the power button off.
No, because it's his verse. It starts off good, and then it just goes into this direction. And then he just starts saying, I was like, oh my God. Oh.
He makes little Yachty look like a fucking god.
Okay, but let's talk about Glow.
Okay.
I listen to Glow again. I still don't know if I like or hate that song.
I think I enjoy. Okay, I'll say this. I think I just enjoy listening to Kanye sing, honestly, a little bit more than Drake.
Why? Why do I like it?
It's kind of confounding, actually. I actually don't know. I just know I just enjoy listening to Kanye sing more than Drake on this. I think it's because we haven't heard him. Well, I haven't heard him sing in a while, so this is the first song I got to hear that, and I was like, as soon as you hear "Watch out for me," I was like, "Damn, okay."
I feel like when Kanye sings, he really means the words he's saying. I think when Kanye sings, he'll take 30,000 takes and cry a little bit at the end of each take.
Well, I think that's always going to be the difference between Drake and Kanye. Kanye definitely immerses himself into whatever he's doing. Yeah. I don't think Drake really does a good job of that. He just kind of sits in the studio, gets it done, and
Kanye felt so much more genuine on Glow, man. He just felt like, and then I think about what you're saying, right? You know how he did Versace, and then he did what is it, Club on a Tuesday?
Yeah, Tuesday.
And then he just completely swagger jacked their flows, right?
Yeah.
What album comes out after that? If I'm reading this too late, written by yours truly, Quentin Miller. So yo,
Wait. No, what followed after that was Nothing Was the Same, wasn't it? Nothing Was the Same followed after Versace. After Tuesday, it was If You're Reading It Was Too Late.
Yo, do you think he was like practicing about like his
Probably.
vulturing? Like it's like, yo, I'm gonna just do this now. I'm gonna just take this nigga stop for this album. I'm gonna take this nigga stop for this album. Because there's like on Sacrifices, right?
Mhm.
He has a 21 Savage flow. On KMT, he has an extension flow. On every other song, he has a Migo flow at some point.
Well, it's like
no long talk.
it's like on Views. Remember that song Grammys? He tried to hop on the
Yes.
Future flow and failed terribly at it. I just had to make that clear. It was terrible. I was just like, dude, you can't keep up with Future. Can you please stop?
And then who would have thought in 2017 I'll be sitting here that Future had made 2 albums better than Drake in 1 year?
Yeah, I'd rather listen to the Future tape, Future album than this.
Like those Super Nintendo ass beats, all of the flutes, Molly Percocet.
And then how he stole the flutes and put it into Portland.
Oh my god, yo!
Honestly, that song was just so much better if he was just gone. Like, oh my god.
I listened to Portland. I was like, do you think Future like heard this song? I was like, really, nigga? This came out like 2 weeks ago. You could have just jacked my like.
Honestly,
So,
I like for that song. I only know like the first like 2 lines just because it's Drake. After that, I pretty much wait until Quavo kind of comes in and starts saying like, "Oh, don't let these niggas ride your wave," and that shit just gets me hella dead.
Yeah, because I think that's the first place that we should start is Portland. I think Portland is just a microcosm of this album. Drake is once again, like Pitchfork said, the least appealing element of this. But without Drake, according to The Ringer, this song would have never happened, right, bro?
Oh yeah, I agree. I mean, I'm looking at his lyrics right now. Like,
it's horrifying.
Yeah, I mean, the first one's like, yeah, my side girl got a 5S with a screen crack, still hit me back right away. Better not, never hesitate.
Oh, and really
got a torch, trying to light the way. Buying everybody, which is ironic because your next album probably won't ever see the light of day. Ooh, he's got little rhymes right there. Oh my god.
And then the part I didn't like also was all of the subliminals he was throwing at Birdman for the entire album. I'm like, congrats, bro. Every single sale, Birdman is getting paid. How? Anyway, niggas are retarded. And so my favorite. Yeah, what's up?
Oh no, you go ahead.
So I want to show you my favorite lyric because this is probably the only lyric I like from this album.
Oh, okay.
It's from Galchester. That's Manchester. There's lots of minorities in Manchester.
Mm-hmm.
I don't take naps. I don't take naps is the best Drake line, I think, ever. It's just, it's so perfect in its line because it's like, yeah, I don't think you take naps, Drake, but you're definitely the person who would put that on a song and make it seem as if it's some sort of, I can't.
Yeah, this guy really got lazy. It was just like, he seriously didn't care. You clearly just knew that if you just put something together, we're all kind of buying to it, I guess.
Exactly. It has a hot beat. There's some Jamaican things so you can shake your ass to. And the end is really sad. It's a Drake album. Like, it's all it is. Oh, we got Quavo. We all love Quavo.
Here's my favorite lyric. I was actually talking to Austin about this. 40 got house on the lake. I ain't know we had a lake.
Right. No, 40,
what?
40 has a lake. Just because you pay 40 doesn't mean we have a lake. 40 has a lake. You scumbag. Anyway. Show me a lyric that you hated and or loved.
Oh, that was pretty much it. That I just thought that was hilarious. I was telling Austin this earlier. I was like, most of the lyrics to me, I just knew they were garbage, but I didn't even bother paying attention to them because it was just so boring. I didn't even want to. I was just like, this is trash. I just enjoy, if I enjoy listening to the beats, that's all I really need, or to the features that I want to pick out.
Yeah.
So I kind of chose to sync out Drake at that point.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but that's why I knew it wasn't a great album either. Nothing lyrically
None of
struck
the
me.
lyrics just come like
Nothing lyrically struck me. So I just kind of figured, oh, this is probably a really poor Drake album, in my opinion now.
man. I'm thinking about so this song Madiba Rhythm, right?
Yes, I remember that.
It's obviously the Africa one. It's one of my favorite ones. But it's to me the most cynical song on the entire album.
Mm-hmm.
He calls it Madiba Rhythm, right? So that's just culture vulturing to 10,000 because Madiba is Nelson Mandela's clan name. Okay, congrats, you know that, Drake. Rhythms, this is not a rhythm. There's no dance hall or reggae in this song, so I don't even know why he's putting that. But he just he's trying to show that he's super black, right? You're not that black. 2, you're Jewish. Like, let's just be honest, you're half Jewish. Like,
I kind of forgot about that, but yeah, you're right.
I'm sorry, man. And what is it? 3, hey, this the lyrics. And this is to me where I started really listening to the lyrics.
Mm-hmm.
Africans are the most religious people on the planet. Mm-hmm. Most people do not know that. If you listen to Madiba Rhythm, every other lyric is talking about God or his relationship with God.
Yeah, I'm kind of reading him right now.
All of us know that Drake has no relationship with the Holy Father, with Jesus, or with the Holy Spirit.
But he can vulture that shit.
He doesn't know that. And so when I saw this one, right, and like, you know me, I'm not the most religious person, but I believe in Jesus. It's just a little bit offensive to me. That just how cynical it is. It's like, oh, look at these stupid Africans. They love them some Jesus, huh? But that's just me. I felt like the lyrics in this album were mediocre to a level where, and it really just feels like I don't know how to describe it. It's maybe it's like what you said. He's insecure. He needs to constantly see himself succeeding, or else he's. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, like, when it comes to this album, the only thing lyrically that kind of, at least I tried to pay attention to, I guess, was probably the last song, "Do Not Disturb."
It was the only one with actually lyrics.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. It was like, oh, this is like an actual Drake song. He's actually, like, you know, dropping something that's actually, I guess, you know, him trying in a sense. Yeah, I would stick to my 2.
Oh my goodness. And then maybe I don't understand the popular reaction around this album.
Oh, it's all dick riding.
It's actually not, man. Most people are just saying it's boring.
Oh, it is boring. I mean, you're choosing the songs you want, right?
I mean, but y'all bought the last album. What did you expect? I mean, y'all hyped this man up, calling Views a new classic. Talking about how Nothing Was the Same was a game changer. Talking about how Wu-Tang and Worst Behavior. Like, you keep hyping this man's worst instincts, and then you get mad when he's not there for you. Niggas are retarded. Anyway.
All right, so shall we move on to a different topic? I'm done talking about this one.
More life. As Drake knows, life goes on. He'll be here next year.
And the year after that.
We don't know that. Music is a hard game. Lil Yachty might be on top. Start rapping about Black Lives Matter.
I honestly would not be offended if Lil Yachty was on top.
I would. Lil Yachty can't rap. He's fun, but he can't.
He's a Sesame Street trap lord, dog. He's just trying to, you know, trying to sell his shit.
Sesame Street trap lord. I think that's. Anyway, so how was your trip to China?
It was good. I had a good time. Flew to Shanghai first. I have an uncle who works over there as an expat, actually. So he's getting paid an American salary and pretty much living a baller life.
Of course.
In Shanghai, because everything's kind of dirt cheap over there if you make, you know, real American money.
Exactly.
Culturally is a lot different, definitely. I had to get used to the fact that Chinese people like to push each other without, you know, waiting. Like, for example, I was we landed right in Shanghai, in
Mhm.
Pudong. Everyone immediately got up from the seat. Everyone from the back and just start rushing into the middle of the aisle just so they can get out. I didn't even get up yet. Like that's a thing.
Yeah.
Another thing was I was in line. A lady was pushing against me, trying to cut me, even though I was clearly there. So
Yeah.
I pretty much used my 6 foot body to edge her out because she's
Yeah.
probably like 5 foot something. Who really gives a shit?
Yeah.
But um, but yeah, it's the way I look at it too. Though I kind of understood why people are like that is because you live in a country of 1.3 billion people.
You gotta
It's
go.
either you get there first or you don't.
Yeah.
Right? So it makes sense, but it's just kind of like, okay, when you start doing this shit in America, that shit ain't gonna happen. We're all gonna say something. Like,
No, man.
I'm not afraid to say shit, but
Like the white people won't let us get to that population. Trust.
exactly.
but for
Anyway,
real, yeah. I
but
want to
yeah,
ask you a question about China.
go ahead.
So in Shanghai,
Hmm.
please tell me what everything that you ate, everything. that you ate.
Dogs, lots of dogs.
That's
I'm just
horrible.
kidding. I'm just
Put any-
kidding.
did you put crushed pepper on it?
No, I actually got some like real xiaolong bao from Din Tai Fung. I know that's like I know we have them in the States, but if you actually get it from like China or if you go to Taiwan, which it originated from,
Yeah.
it's a little bit different and it's cheaper, which is nice for me. And
What's Shaolin Bao?
xiaolong bao is pretty much it's a small little dumpling. It's a soup dumpling. So you have the pork in there, but you have the soup broth, the pork broth in there. So what you do is you bite into the skin, you suck out the soup 1st, and then you eat the dumpling. A lot of people make the mistake of eating the whole thing and they end up burning themselves because there's soup.
The soup is cooking the dumpling.
Well, what they do is they take some of the pork fat and they put it into the dumpling along with the meat, and then it's like gelatinous that just pretty much liquefies after it boils. So it pretty much melts right into it, and it's just sitting there, and it's all for you. It's amazing.
Nice.
Incredible. Exactly. I know it's amazing. But that was definitely one of the first things I ate, along with Chinese noodles, which I love. I just like noodle dishes in general, which is really great. It was spicy. I don't know how you like spice if you like spicy, but this one had this was like Sichuan spice, like in the region of China, Chengdu, where it's known for its spicy, peppers and everything and type of dishes. So I got some of that. But I spent my first 2 days there and then headed down to Shenzhen, which is pretty much like the Silicon Valley of hardware in China. Yeah. And that was really cool because we met up with a guy through my friend, and he works as a consultant for these companies in America. And he works in Shenzhen going around Hongqi Bay. And if you don't know what Hongqi Bay is, it's pretty much the fake market, or the market where you buy a bunch of circuit boards, a bunch of hard drives, microchips. You can get like anything you want, like heat sinks and stuff like that. Yeah. So what he does for a living is pretty much he builds circuit boards for these American companies for dirt cheap, sells the design, and then gets them to fabricate it in China, of course, pretty much. So which is ingenious, by the way, but it was really cool because I actually got to see the process of someone actually going around buying stuff and then pretty much assembling a circuit board on site for probably less than $50 when you probably be fabricating in the US for something 100 something.
That's what I'm thinking. And then and then he basically just has to take off the export costs. That's it.
Exactly. So so he's pretty much making bank. Now, the highlight of that trip was I went in that market. I actually used a little bit of my Cantonese and haggled with a lady for a tripod that she wanted for $65, but I got it for about $38 after talking to her.
Tripod, man.
Oh, this thing's 6 foot. It's great for shooting pornos and stuff like that. If you're trying to do something like that.
I'm only into BBW Brazilian fart porn. But it has to have 7 dogs on set. Is that cool with you? I need the dogs.
Oh, definitely. I mean, you just gotta take that tripod back a little bit, and then just kind of get in the right position, and you'll get that BBW ass all you want, dude.
Yo, okay, I was joking. I don't like BBWs. I like SS BBWs. And they're called supersized BBWs.
When you just stay in your face and you suffocate.
No, it's just like usually the starting weight is 650. Yo,
Anyway,
you know we can't talk about women like this, right?
oh no, I know.
I like Dangles. How do I tell you this right now? We cannot slander women because they will destroy us.
Oh, I know. That's fine. I mean, like, I don't believe in slandering women.
I don't want to be called a misogynist on the internet, my nigga.
Oh, I agree.
Charlemagne. I don't want people saying I hate black women or I hate Asian women or I'm fine with hating white women. I really don't care. I will slander them. You do whatever you want with there. I will slander them.
Well, I will say this: there was no slandering. We were just making comments. I don't believe in slandering women. It's not, right. Everyone's a person at their own, to their own degree. Anyway,
can we promise to never say these words? She deserved it. Because I want to go. I do not want to go.
Well, anyone who says that is pretty wildly ignorant, in my opinion. I think that's very, very, very ignorant. Like, for someone to say that a woman deserved it, that's kind of fucked up on a multitude of levels.
All right, thank you. Because I need that. I need that clarity because I am not being destroyed on the internet. I refuse to be destroyed on the internet. No.
Okay, before we get away from our tangent. From Shenzhen, I went to Hong Kong, which was really nice.
Mm-hmm.
I got to, well, obviously it's a Cantonese speaking country, so that was a lot easier on my end.
Mm-hmm.
But I got to see a lot of parts of the city that I haven't before, like a lot of the artists, like
areas.
Areas, yeah, pretty much. There's a building called I think it was P&Q, and it's pretty much a 4-story building where a bunch of artists have set up like small boutique shops and small galleries. So that was really nice.
Oh, that's cool.
Enjoyed that. I went to a horse racing event, which happens every Wednesday, where a bunch of Westerners go and get drunk and pretty much make bets on horses, which was very interesting as well.
Yeah.
Ended up at an interesting bar. It looked like an industrial shire. That's the only way I can describe it. It was like hobbit holes built out of a furnace.
All right.
They call it Iron Fairies. It was pretty interesting, and ended up at a gay club after that, which was more interesting.
Oh.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. I got to see my friend get hit on by this guy for a while.
Did you take any poppers?
I don't think so. I mean, I wasn't part of their conversation, so who knows, right?
Okay.
But anyway, the following day, I checked out the fashion walk. As you know, I'm a fashion enthusiast, so that was nice for me because I got to walk around, take a lot of shots of people, and then also, do a little shopping myself. I got the splurge, so that was really nice. And then my friend got sick. I almost got worried that we weren't going to make it back over the border because, if you have a temperature over 36 degrees Celsius, you get quarantined at the airport. So I nursed him back to health, and we managed to get back to Shanghai for St. Patrick's Day. Went out to go drink. He didn't drink, but I got wildly hammered, which was pretty fun. Long story short, I somehow was trying to find my way home with another person that I met through another friend. She knew Chinese, obviously, so she was able to get herself back. But then I was stuck in a taxi, and she tried her best to help me get back. Now the fun part was explaining to him how to get back to my place. Instead, he decided to drive me around Pudong until like 5 a.m., siphoning cash out of my wallet.
Yeah, that's what exactly. That's such a scumbag.
Exactly, but it's okay. I mean, like the way I look at it, okay. So here's a great part. The U.S. dollar, $1 US is about like 7 renminbi.
Mm-hmm.
So my fare came out like probably like 140, maybe 180. So it was like $20.
Okay, that's the cheapest Uber.
Exactly. Yeah. And then my last day there, I spent with my family, but then I got to check out a lot of the new buildings that arose in Shanghai over the span of last time I was there, because I lived there for about 2 years, probably like 1998.
Mhm.
So over the span of like over 20 years, they erected this 600-meter tower called Shanghai Tower that pretty much just overlooks all of Shanghai. And I'm pretty sure they just did it just to say they did it. I mean, it probably has a bunch of like offices and stuff like that serve as a financial center because it's in
Mhm.
that area of Pudong. But,
Yeah.
it's definitely, for the Chinese, it's all for show. It's the second
Yeah,
tallest
but-
building in the world. What do you
Okay.
expect?
I
But
will say this right now.
go ahead.
Shanghai they are so innovative. Like those motherfuckers. Like I remember Shanghai 20 years ago.
Mhm.
It was just, let's just be honest. It was the biggest city in China. That's all anyone knew about Shanghai.
It
Now
is,
Shanghai
and
is pretty much New York City in China.
I feel like it's more like an LA almost, just because how big it is. Because you
Oh.
have this, you have a district called Puxi, which is old
Mm-hmm.
Shanghai, but that's where all the locals are, and that's where all the liveliness is. On the
Yeah.
other side, you have Pudong, which used to be a lot of farmland, or pretty
Wait,
much nothing, and they
Is
pretty
that the
much
free trade zone now?
it's yeah. So that's the thing. Shanghai is a free trade zone, which is why they were able to erect so many buildings and why there's
So much
booming
development.
businesses. Exactly. There's so much money flowing through it. And that's another reason why Shenzhen pretty much rose up in like 30 something years, because that city, that little village or town used to be a fishing village. In 34 years, they built it up into an economic, like an electronic capital of China.
Yeah, no, because I'm looking at these pictures. It's massive. And it looks so
Exactly.
fucking futuristic.
Now, the one thing I will say though, innovation wise, yes, they are good at doing things better, in my opinion. Like, I guess a good example is they have like those external batteries and stuff like that you use to charge your iPhones.
Uh-huh.
Dude, they're like dirt cheap over there, but they're really good. Like they work really well. I should have copped one honestly, but I kind of forgot.
Yeah.
But that's the one thing I noticed with the Chinese is that they're good at mimicking things and making things better. But when it comes to like brand new ideas all the time, there's only a small percentage of them that actually bring new ideas, if that makes sense.
I feel like that also has to do with the corruption.
It's not just the corruption. I mean, yeah, it's the government, but it's also the way the schooling system works over there. A lot of my friends,
that makes sense.
a lot of my friends teach a lot of these kids, and
Mhm.
what they're taught is to just memorize things, but they're never taught to really understand the concept and really go beyond that, which is why they kind of look like soulless robots when when you talk to them or when you actually observe their work, which is kind of sad because I feel like they have a lot of potential, but then you also keep in mind it's still a relatively young country in that aspect.
Yeah, like they just started having a capitalist economy in the late 70s.
Exactly.
Like,
It's like this country is still growing economically and they're very business focused. So they're very welcoming in business. And that's something I learned too, is that you could easily start a business there,
Exactly.
if you wanted to. Now, at some point, though, I was talking this with my friend Jason.
Mhm.
At some point, they're going to reach economic wealth. Now, what do you do when you go beyond that? Obviously, you go back to culture. You got to start bringing cultural wealth, right? Because
Makes sense.
it's like, where do you go from there? Now you have to start doing something else. Like you can only go so far with just businesses and economic growth. So that's what I'm predicting. I have a lot of hope for it. I think it'll be interesting to see where this country goes in like 10 more years.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right, that's interesting. I want to visit. I definitely want to go to Hong Kong. I definitely want to go to Fujian.
Fujian.
I definitely want to go to Hangzhou.
Mm.
And there's another city next to near Shenzhen. It's called Guangzhou.
Oh, Guangzhou. Yeah, I know where that
Guangzhou.
is. Yeah.
That's the main city I want to go to.
So here's the beauty of things right now with getting a visa. If you get a visa right now, like a tourist visa, it will last you up to 10 years. So, I have a 10-year visa right now, and if I really wanted to, I could take a trip back probably sometime next year. No problem. The question's asked.
Okay.
So just something, if you want to travel more in Asia, I would definitely look into that.
Okay. 10 years? Oh, that's crazy.
I know it used to be like 6 months or something, and then all of a sudden they just extended it to 10 years.
Okay.
But hopefully we don't go to war with them.
Yeah. No, I don't. I think we trade too much.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think if we went to war with China, we'd be hurting.
Yeah, we just like it would just suck. It was like, oh look, we've killed 100 million Chinese. There's 1.2 billion more, and they're super mad. We killed hella of their cousins. Like, no, oh, that sounds awful. Like literally fighting the war with Chinese would be the worst thing ever. Well, you can't kill them. There's literally you can't kill them all. No.
What they do is they probably just take a mass amount of people and just let it suffocate and like
Yeah. That's
amount
what
of
they're gonna do.
people.
What the Russians did. Just throw bodies until there's no more bodies. the Ruskies was like, nah, bruh. We ain't losing. We dying.
Now I have a question for you other than this topic. I wanted to know how this new Zelda game is because I know you've been playing it for what, about 2 weeks? A little longer.
We don't have the time for this, Dangles.
Damn.
I buy the Switch.
Okay.
That's it's Super Mario 64 quality.
Ooh.
Super Mario Brothers 3 quality. Super what is it? It is the best launch game I've played since Super Mario 64. I have never played I've not played a single game since it came out.
Okay. Wow.
That's all I can tell you. It's perfect, Matt. It's just perfect to me. Oh, there of course there's a few problems. The frame rate is trash because it's really underpowered.
Well,
yeah.
Are you playing it off the Switch or are you playing off the Wii U?
I'm playing off the Wii U, but the frame rate is terrible on both systems.
Okay, so it doesn't matter.
It does not matter. It uses a Tegra 1 processor, so it's not like it's all right. It's just fine.
Oh, Nintendo, why do you do this?
They're cheap, but like their art style is so good that you don't notice. Like the animations are so perfect. It's like Disney, like dog. Like you'll be in a dungeon, right?
Mm-hmm.
Link will look up. You'll look up, and guess what's that right there? The solution to the motherfucking puzzle, dog. Like his animation, it's just. And then the exploration. In most of these games, you scale up the tower, and then you just fast travel to all the towers. Not this game. You gotta just. I've never played a game where I just want to just keep going, and I know I won't know what's gonna happen, but I know it's gonna be fun.
Okay, so that's comforting to know because I felt like with Wind Waker, you're always on the boat. You don't want to be on the boat. The boat's boring as fuck.
Okay. Yes, the boat was awful. But Wind Waker was so good. Don't ever slander that game. Like I've played that game so many times.
The boat is such a boner kill, dude.
So I heard for the Wii U version, they made a fast travel mode. And they put like a bunch of, travel spots. So they killed the awfulness of the boat. They cut the Triforce quest at the end to like you'll have to get 6, not like 100 pieces.
It was 50. It was god awful. I don't think I finished it, but anyway.
Oh man, that really almost killed that game. But yeah, Zelda, it's a must buy.
Okay.
I would definitely, if I was you, I'd wait to get the big boy version of the XL, because like this one is having a lot of problems. Like the left Joy-Con for the Switch, it doesn't work. It just doesn't work. I don't know what to tell you. What is it? When you put the screen into and out of the dock, the screen scratches, which is problematic.
Oh, okay.
The battery
do this.
No, they have beta testers. They're called nerds, and they'll buy anything. What is it? Last but not least, dude, everything is so expensive. Like a Pro controller costs $80. A Joy-Con costs $49.99. If you want them both, that's $100. The dock costs, I think, $100. It's no. I'm waiting for the price to come down because Nintendo is like, it's going around swinging his dick. Oh, we got this new Zelda. We do what we want. No, I'm waiting. I'm waiting until you have a Smash Brothers and a brand new Mario Kart. Not this Mario Kart Deluxe garbage. I bought this game and all the DLC. You spent $60 on a new game? Burning hell.
No, I think Nintendo's trying to make that comeback since they lost so much money.
Right? Scamming us. Yo, we gotta get money for the books. We need some liquid fast.
This is their way of coming back at us. They give us a beautiful game, but give us shitty hardware. They probably went to fucking Hongqi Bay and bought all the shit that was hella cheap.
So you played Rocket League?
No,
Overwatch?
No, I do not. Overwatch.
I'm sorry. Were you the one who was telling me about Rocket League?
Austin plays Rocket League. I told you about that.
You were telling me about Austin playing Rocket League.
Yes.
Imagine playing Rocket League on the Switch or Overwatch. That's my goal. Because, Overwatch is something. It's not the greatest looking game. It looks kind of fine. It looks alright.
No, but it's like wildly addicting. Okay. And Blizzard doesn't. This is the best Blizzard multiplayer game that's come out in a long time, dude.
If they put that on the Switch, bruh. Oh, we fucking niggas up every day. Anyway, I think this. I personally am waiting for the big boy version of the Switch, but yeah, if you have extra monies, cop it.
I'm still stuck on Overwatch, but I'm curious just because I am a huge Zelda fan. I do want to play it.
And even if you don't get it now, you'll have one of the best games. I will say this right now. You know how me and Crystal love Mass Effect 2?
Yes.
It's same.
Oh, wow.
Same
that speaks
love.
volumes. Okay.
Same
volumes.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll definitely have to check it out. I definitely would want to watch it. I'll consider it maybe. I mean, I just got a PS4 and this thing's keeping me occupied.
Dude, straight up, man, I have 106 games on my Xbox One. Every 2 weeks they give you 2 new games for free.
So you're just download them. You're just jizzing all over yourself playing new games.
I don't play the games. I haven't played 99% of them.
So you're just hoarding games now.
I'm just hoarding them for the future. This mystical future where I'll just be playing video games 300 hours.
Sweet God.
But no, RPS Plus is the same thing. They just give you free games all the time.
I remember that.
I remember playing those games with Crystal all the time, and I was like, why would I even buy new games? I get free games every 2 weeks. Yeah. So I'm not going to be buying any systems for a while. I really want a PS4, and then I look at my 100 games, and I'm like, maybe I'll play number 1 out of 100. It's not that hard.
Well, on that note, I don't think I'm pretty happy with my PS4, but yes, I'll still stick with Overwatch with all my friends who are still on there.
Are they all still playing Overwatch?
Oh yeah, bro. Me and Austin run competitive back to back pretty often.
but Austin was a fiend for LOL. I'm not surprised that he's playing Overwatch. He's just jumping onto the new hype.
Yeah,
God,
I'm okay with that though.
Imagine him and Marcus played that shit together.
I think it's mostly him now. It's definitely I've been mostly playing with Austin.
Oh, do you still play with your cuz?
Not really. I haven't talked to him in a while. But I've been playing with him and probably my other buddy. We just running back to back yesterday. Kind of hard. I have other things going on I would like to work on. So, but I get sucked into Overwatch somehow.
I knew no matter what, we're gonna talk about Trump and Overwatch. I just didn't know when. I thought we'd talk about Overwatch first. I was really hoping we wouldn't talk about Trump, but God.
No, it kind of went that way. It needed to be said. I think we got it out of the way, which is good.
Yeah. 3 more years. Anyway, there goes. Let's end this.
But yeah,
this was good.
That was a good first recording. I hope it goes. Thank you for having me. I guess we'll do this again next week, right?
Yes. I'm going to edit it and try to get all the dead air because for some reason we sound like we're screaming at each other. Simply because
we always are screaming at each other.
No, even if we're not screaming at each other.
That's true.
It just sounds like because of Google Hangouts. It sounds like you're in the back of a room yelling. I don't know why. I gotta edit this shit.
Okay.
You sound so much louder than me, and you shouldn't because I have a mic next to my face and you're on the phone. So I don't know what's going on.
This mic is like a good distance, but I can tell what you mean. So Sorry about that.
No, it's not your fault. It's Google's fault. Blame Google.
Damn you, Google.
Fuck you, Google.
Giving me a
Anyway,
shitty product.
how
Fix
dare
Pixel
you.
already. Fix
How dare
Pixel.
you.
I really want Pixel to work, honestly. I want to get off my iPhone.
Me too, man. Like, I'm so tired of Apple.
Mhm.
All right, man. I will
All right.
talk to you later.
Yeah, I'll talk to you later, Sam. Good one.
Deuces.
I enjoyed this. Yeah, later. It's
This was really fun, though.
a good time. All right. I'll talk to you later then. See ya.
Later, man.